Another thing, be able to put your foot exactly where you want to put it. Oftentimes you'll do this. How often does this happen? Scores 1-0 his. We're talking point tournaments right now. Scores 1-0 Chris's. There's 5 seconds left in the match. He ends up just like that. You see the opening. Bam! Time's up. You saw the opening, you saw where you want to kick, but you just threw the kick without being able to put the foot where you want to put it. I want you to be able, with your partner right here, just put your foot right where you want to put it. Chris has a couple of hairs out of place now. That's all he's got left. But be able to come up to this position here. Bring your foot up. And put your foot right where you want to put it. And put it out there and then down. So what you're doing is when you're fighting, Chris takes a stance that I can take this foot and stick it right in here. Or stick it around there. Or if this arm is up here, that I can get in here and come around that block.
Bill, how's the seminars been going in this country since you arrived?
Seminars are going real well. I'm having a great time. The level has really come up since I've been over here last. I was here last year, but the time before that over here doing seminars was 1981. And the productivity plus the expertise of the fighters is much improved.
Yeah, so you're quite impressed with the...
Yeah, plus I'm having a wonderful time.
Yeah, you like coming to this country?
Yeah, the English people are great people, very nice.
Do you do a lot of seminars?
Every weekend. I haven't in America, I haven't been home on a weekend since the first week in January.
I think
I still have a home, I don't know.
So do you have any clubs or schools that you...
No, I work out of a couple clubs. I work out over at Benny Urquidez's school sometimes, and then there's a couple schools that close to my home I work out. But I don't have any schools per se as of yet. I'm considering them because this traveling is starting to get to me.
See? Now, wait, there it works. If he thinks that coming in there, it's got to pull it down, otherwise it's hard to breathe. So you come in, wham, wham. There's the movement. Okay.
In this country, would you say the well, full contact or karate martial arts is improving compared to America?
Oh, vastly, yeah. I mean, America, we kind of started the full contact aspect of it, so we've taken it, but you guys are catching up to us very quickly because America, I think, is kind of going downhill a little bit because they're starting to work a lot more boxing than they are kicking.
Yeah.
And whereas the English people are still working their kicking along with the boxing.
Okay, now don't try to do anything.
It's got a lot higher profile in America, though.
Yeah.
We're still
well, simply because, well, not really. You have a lot more fights going on, a lot more productions, promotions.
Yeah.
Whereas in America, they're starting to go down a little bit because of the television and so forth, and the promoters.
Yeah. Okay. Stood up in this position. Hold it here for a couple seconds so we got a good stretch. Just hold it so it's a good stretch. Lower the down to his chest. This position. Put still in the side.
So how did you first get into the martial arts then? I'm sure you've been asked that many times.
I was a wrestler in high school and college. And when I got out of the college, I wanted to continue wrestling, but at the Air Force base when I joined the Air Force, didn't have a wrestling program, but they had a judo program. So I started playing judo, which is very similar to wrestling. And then in 1966, I hurt my knee playing judo. I tore the medial collateral ligament and the menisci, or the cartilage. So I couldn't play judo anymore because of the knee joint itself.
Is that the
that's the one that holds me up? No, that Elvis fixed? No, this nobody's ever done anything with this. It's a permanent injury that's just there forever unless I get it operated on. Elvis took care of my left leg. I had a blood clot in the muscle,
Yeah.
which is called a hematoma. And he got that removed for me through working with an acupuncturist.
Back in the center. Puts against the chest. Walking in nice and hard. Elbow underneath. Pushes nice and hard. And finally pushing my partner away. Back and down. No, it doesn't hurt, really.
How did you develop into the full contact?
I was kind of forced into it. I like fighting. I don't like getting hit. It hurts, right?
Yeah.
So one day I was working out and Joe Louis called me. The first World Championship was Joe Louis, Jeff Smith, Howard Jackson, and myself that were the American team. And Joe Louis called me up and says, Bill, guess what? And I said, what? He says, you're on middleweight. And I said, well, I know I'm middleweight. Every tournament I ever go to, I fight middleweight division, right? He says, no, you don't understand. You're on middleweight. And I said, I know it, Joe. I mean, you know, the tournament we got coming up in a couple weeks, I'm going to fight middleweight, no problem.
So I want you to go ahead now and get your pads on. Get your hand gear on and your foot gear on. What we're going to do is spar, nice and easy. I don't want anybody trying to kill each other. But I want you to spar nice and easy and use your same sparring technique. Try to incorporate some of the combinations that we've just done into some of your sparring. Okay? This is the fun part of it now, hopefully.
He says that we're having the first World Karate Championships full contact in September.
Yeah.
And this was when in maybe April that he called me. And he says, we've decided that you're going to be our middleweight. I'm going to be the heavyweight, which was Joe Louis. Jeff Smith was going to be the light heavyweight. I was going to be the middleweight, and Howard Jackson was going to be the lightweight. When we had the first one, all we had were the 4 weight divisions. And I said, huh? Gulp, you know. He says, yeah, it's knockout. And I said, yeah, you're out of your mind, too. I'd use something else.
I say nothing. You say nothing. Do you want me to do my trick to hair again? Yeah, do the hair. What's the hair trick?
I said, well, if you guys are going to do it, I'll do it. So I trained for it, and
You
here I
haven't
am.
done any full contact before?
Oh, never. I never boxed and never did anything.
So how did it go?
I had a great time. It's fun, as long as I don't get hit.
Yeah.
As long as the other guy gets hit, that's the most fun.
Yeah.
But getting hit hurts. So I worked a lot of defensive movements rather than, you know, keeping away from my opponent.
Grab somebody. Just grab somebody. Chances are you'll be able to work with a lot of people, so spread out.
Toughest fights you've had?
Every one of them.
Every one.
In full contact, it's not like a point tournament. In point tournaments, if you look easy on somebody, maybe he can score on you, but he still has to control it. In full contact, if you take it easy on somebody, he can nail you, knock you out. In boxing, the adage is a lightweight can knock out a heavyweight if it catches you just right. So I had to train just as hard for every fight, and I had to take everybody that I fought very seriously because they made me, because I fought a lot of times on television, national television in Los Angeles and America, that they always put me with maybe a 5th or 6th or 7th or in the top 10 fight ranked, you know, ranked fighter, to where when I fought him that you have to look good or we don't do it anymore.
Okay, face each other, bow. Nice and easy. Just try your technique. Try your combination. Come on, bar. Big dog, Okay, good. Good.
Everybody wants to hit the champion. Even though I've been retired for 8 years, everybody still wants a beat on me.
Can you ever retire in a situation like this?
Well, you can, but every time you say you're going to spar, you know, somebody always wants to get you, which is okay because it's still fun, and it's still, you know, it's nice to be a fast gun, you might say, and everybody wants to just maybe they can get you, maybe they can't, but it's still they want to try. So it makes me work too.
I mean, do you really enjoy it as much as it looks like?
Oh, I have a ball. I have an outright ball, yes. I enjoy the heck out of it.
Yeah, because I mean, people think it's great because I mean, you do take it seriously, but you don't make it serious. You know, you give it a bit of
the easiest way to learn is by being a natural, relaxed atmosphere. If I stand there and make you stand at attention when I'm telling you what to do, you're thinking, God, my knees hurt, my hips are starting to ache, and I'm not warmed up. I hate standing here. Where would I rather be? But if you're sitting down, just nice and relaxed, you'll pay attention to me. And especially as I'm demonstrating something, I demonstrate the splits or I demonstrate a certain kicking technique, you can see it and you go, hey, wow, okay, I'm going to try that in a minute. Especially because they can have a partner to try it with rather than just trying it at the air. So, and I do have a ball. I've been in karate for 25 years, and there's not been one day go by that I haven't worked out a little bit.
Okay. Face each other. Bow.
I want to thank you very much, and I'm in England again. I'll be here for the next 10 days, traveling all over the place. So I hope to see you again, and if we see you again, we'll spar and have at it again. If you want a picture or the certificate, I'll be signing right now, and I want to thank you very much. Thank you.
In our Open Tournament Roundup, the first event features the Cumbria Open. The lightweight final, Joe Tini versus Abdu Sharp in red belt. Tini goes on to win the bout. Team champions, Sakudo. The Middlesbrough Grand Prix, heavyweight final. Glasgow Grand Prix, heavyweight final, Stephen Penman against John Ruddy. Ruddy took the title. The Piccadilly Hotel in Manchester was the venue for Master Sken's Thai Boxing Championships. Here are selected fights. A full tape is available from Master Sken. The British Martial Arts Demonstration Championships were held in Liverpool, and again, a selected look at the evening's competition. Martial Arts Illustrated held their first Freestyle Open Championships in Huddersfield. Here we show selected bouts.
Yourself useful.
Coming next in the third edition of VMA, part 2 of Bill Wallace, talking about his movies, his training, with highlights from his Northeast seminar. KUGB Shotokan Senior Instructor, Steve Cattle. Britain's top judo exponent, Brian Jacks. Part 2 of Master Heel Cho at his Birmingham seminar. UCASCO Chief Instructor, Roy Stanhope.